you with another quick hit. This is how it's going to go down, right? This is how it's going to go down according to the scriptures. I would like to start at Zephaniah 1 and jump straight to verse 12. And it shall come to pass at that time I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled on their lees and say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. So what does it mean settled on your lees? Lees is old wine. Those that are comfortable. We can't be comfortable here. That's what it means. Those that are settled on their lees will be punished. Those that are complacent, right? That say in their minds, the Lord will not do good. He's not going to do good, neither will he do evil. So these are individuals within the faith that believe that the Lord, they don't believe. Because if you did believe, you know, he does good and he does evil. Check this out. Therefore their good shall become a booty. Right? So we're going to approach a time where people's goods are going to become a booty. A taking. A booty is spoil. That's another name for booty. A booty is spoil. So you're going to have a lot of people's goods being spoiled, a lot of breaking into houses and so forth. Right? And their houses are desolation. These things are going to start happening. Right? You're going to see a lot of rioting. You're going to see a lot of anarchy. You're going to see a lot of chaos. And their booty is spoil. Right? A desolation. And their houses shall be, and they shall also build houses and not inhabit them. And they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. So even there's going to be vineyards planted, but they're not going to be able to drink them vineyards at all. Okay? And it says, check this out, check this out, check this out. And it says, the great day of the Lord is near. It is near. Right? Excuse me just a minute. We're going to get back to that, Baba Kishar. And hasteth greatly, even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty, key thing, and the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. Okay? So there's going to be a great cry in the midst of all this happening. The day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble, a day of distress, a day of wasteness, a day of desolation, a day of darkness, a day of gloominess, a day of clouds of thick darkness. Gloomy and thick darkness. Right? So it's going to be a very dark time upon earth. Much chaos. Right? Check this out. And a day of a trumpets, an alarm against the fenced cities. There's trumpets and there's alarms. There's sirens. Right? These are for state of emergencies. Right? So that's what's going to happen. Okay? And it says, Baba Kishar, and a trumpet against the alarm fenced cities and against the high towers. Okay? And these are going to be trumpets blown for states of emergency. It's going to happen in every city. There's one. Okay, and I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men. Why are they going to walk like blind men? This is speaking about those that don't have this truth. They're going to walk like blind men. Isaiah 6 and 9. How long they shall be blinded? Right? Because they have sinned against the Lord Yahweh Shai, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Alright? So it's going to be great death upon this earth. Neither shall their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by fire. Right? And by fire of his jealousy. For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land. So it's going to be a very disturbing time. When we go to Isaiah, we're going to get Isaiah 6 and 9. When it says men shall walk like blind men, go to Isaiah 6 and 9. Okay. Go to Isaiah 6 and 9. See what we can find. Alright. Let's go. This is Isaiah 6. And jump to 8. And I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who will go for us? Then said I, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hey, indeed, but understand not. And see indeed and perceive not. So this is going to those that were going to be blinded to this truth. Okay? And it says, make the heart of these people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart. Then I said, and should be healed. And I said, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted. You see how this all links up? What we just read in Zephaniah 1 on down, from 11 on down, is the cities were going to be completely wasted, right? Without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate, right? And the Lord have removed men far away, and there be a great forsaken in the midst of the land. Forsaken of what? Knowledge. Forsaken of wisdom, right? So now we're going to go back to 2nd Ezra's. Make sure I'm getting the right one, right? So we went to Zephaniah, right? Then we went to Isaiah, where men shall walk like blind men. It's not that they're actually going to be blinded. No, their eyes are going to be open, but spiritually, they were not going to know what was happening and why these things were happening. This is why it's so important to know yet prophecy, to know what's going to happen. The prophets were telling you what was going to happen before it happens. Okay? 2nd Ezra's now, 1:6. Right? And jump straight to verse 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. Okay? And full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Full storehouses. What's your storehouses? The markets, your Tesco's, your Sainsbury's, your Asda's, your Lidl's, your Morrison's, right? All these stores, right, are going to be found empty, because food, 3 days worth of food, once that's done, there's not going to be any vans coming through as well, right? All that's going to stop, right? That's going to cause mass rioting. Remember, people are still somewhat comfortable. People can still get their food. People can still cook. People can still do those things, right? And the trumpet shall give a sound, which we read in Zephaniah 1:11. Which every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid, right? And at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. So you know the people that are claiming to be friends, acting like they're down, they're going to turn on each other. Oh yeah, you're gang stalkers, they're going to turn on each other. Okay? And they shall be afraid. And at that time, friends shall fight against one another like enemies. The same people you grew up with, they're going to be fighting against you. Because they're going to have mouths to feed. They're going to be hungry. It's going to be survival mode. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein, and the springs of the fountain shall not stand still. In 3 hours they shall not run. So, verse 25, whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, and you shall see my salvation and the end of your world. So, we want to be here to see these things that are going on, right? And this is how it's gonna go down. This is why we want to be in the right mindset, knowing these things. Through the terror of the Lord we persuade men. This is part of the terror of the Lord, right? Go to 2nd Ezra's now. So important we get back into prophecy. Oh, it's been a while. Oh, just a minute. It's just that the people don't believe these things are going to take place, but it is going to take place. Okay, excuse me just a minute. So we got 2nd Ezra 13, 14. Something else. Alright. And the people can't say, well, we wasn't told, because you had prophets, you had like, not thousands, millions of videos being posted about these type of things. So when this happens, the people can't say, well, we wasn't warned about. They were warned about these things. Okay. But it's just they don't believe it's going to happen. That's the only thing. They just don't believe it's going to happen. Okay. And there's more here. So this is 2nd Ezra 16. And jump straight to, where have we got here? Go to 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings. The beginning of famine and great death. Famine is what? Starvation. And great death. So when there's famine, there's great death, because people want to eat. Most people don't know how to fast, right? And food is associated with anger. That's where you get this thing called melancholy, right? When people don't eat, they get very angry, ignorant, right? That's why we want to practice fasting. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, and the beginning of famine and great death. So expect famine. Expect food to be rationed out as well. And great death. Great death. The beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. Right? Powers that be. The beginning of evils. What should I do when these evils shall come? So you have to picture this. The prophets, they were says, and they were able to picture these things. That's why they were says. They were able to look into the future and see what was going to happen and tell you before it happens. Great evils, right? There's going to be bins on fire, cars on fire, looting, cars being overturned, people being grabbed out of their cars, punched up, right? The LA riots, that's a little glimpse of what's going to happen. Stores being looted, right? Politicians being grabbed out of all types of stuff, right? You have to picture this, right? It told you in the Apocrypha, friends turn on each other, right? You see how the earth is turning. It's turning very, very cold. It's going to be each man for himself, right? It's going to be dog eat dog, all right? And where else was I? And it says, what should I do when these evils shall come? So what are we going to do when these evils begin? Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment to get ourselves right. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be good so cheap upon the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall die by the sword. Right? So you may escape hunger, but you're still going to die, if that's your lot, to die by the sword. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall no man comfort them. So you're just going to have to move on. Right? Oh, I remember this guy. His body's all laid out on the floor. I remember this guy from about 3 years ago. Bro, it's going to get real medieval. Where shall no man be left to till the earth and to sow it? The tree shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate of men, empty of men. Right? The grapes shall ripen, who shall tread them? For all the places shall be desolate. Key thing, desolate. Right? Check this out. So that one shall desire, right, to see another and to hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and of 2 of a field which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and the clefts of the rock, as in the orchard of olives. Upon every tree 3, right, or 4 left of olives. So the houses are going to be emptied out as well. Or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are some clusters left of them that diligently seek through the vineyard. Even so in those days there shall be 3 or 4 left by them that search their houses, right? With the sword, with weapons, and the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel thereof. So, you know the little pathways, they're going to be full up of thorns, because there ain't going to be no one walking. You're going to have people walking their dogs to the park, right? Right? And the dogs are going to start tearing up people as well, because the dogs are going to be hungry. Right? And the virgin shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The woman shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the war shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things, and understand them, ye servants of the Lord. So this is for us to understand. Right? This is for us to understand. Right? And this is prophecy. This is why we have to get our mind right. Make sure we're acceptable before the day of the Lord Yahweh's return. Things are going to change as you know it. Things are changing as you know it. Alright? Okay? And we just have to have the right mindset concerning this truth. And do what we have to do and make sure we're praying, fasting, remaining traveling. So I want to move on to the next lesson. Alright? So until then, Shalom.